Good evening, fine people. How are you doing today? Sorry we missed you yesterday. It was a Friday night. Even we need a night off.
Well, this show, folks. How's it going?
What are you up
So
to
what?
this fine evening?
Just hanging out. I'm gonna burn some good stuff that we had picked up over the weekend. It wasn't from Backpack Boys. I really did want to go out there, but didn't work out. Worked out
The
even better.
universe, the universe did not want us to go
No,
that
no,
direction
no.
this weekend.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like there are obstacles that keep coming in front of you. You're like, you know what? I get it, and if it's worth it, it's worth it. If it's not, it's not. It really wasn't. And then we hung up back here, and it turns out that one of our local guys, like, dude, he really hooked it up. I mean, so right now I have some blueberry sugar. Just is so freaking good. I mean, the name says it all. It's blueberry. It's very sugary sweet, and it's just fantastic smoke. Very nice. And I don't know the effects, so I'm going to find out right now as we're like going through this podcast or through this live stream right
I
now with
definitely
everybody.
agree. I got
Yeah.
a
How are
classic.
you?
I mean, again, one of the many phenotypes, but OG Kush. Picked some of that up last night, and
It's
also
really
got
sweet too. You got to
it
mention
is
how sweet it was. It
it
was so
is
sweet.
one of the
Mm-mm.
best versions of OG I've had in a while. Just tasted fucking phenomenal. Great all day, perfectly even balanced hybrid. Um,
Mhm.
for those of you that you know are actually looking for something that is evenly balanced, this would be the one. Really, really nice right down the middle. I also got some Royal Runts, and we all know me and my runts. And let me tell you, this did not disappoint. Definitely for me, more on the indica leaning side.
The Royal
I,
Runs. Okay. Nice.
I
You put to
started
your
out
plate?
today with another one I grabbed last night, which was Aloha Sugar, which was fucked. Oh my god!
I've heard. Huh?
What a daytime strain! Like just it has that same kind of on the vein of Go-Gurt, but like not nighttime at all.
Yeah.
Like you can function with this, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. As opposed to the Go-Gurts, it's like okay, and it's time for bed, you know. So so yeah. But
Right.
the Royal Runs, um, I was like, okay, this might be a little bit heavier. How much heavier could it get? And I
Yeah.
found one of my new nighttime strains.
Uh,
You might be wondering how I discovered that. Well, let me tell you. When I smoked a joint of it at about, I don't know, 1:30 this afternoon, and by about 2 o'clock, I was like, I think I'm gonna take a nap.
what was your experience with blueberry sugar? This is really good.
Very good. To me, definitely more of a daytime, more sativa leaning.
Hmm. Okay.
But again,
What? Yeah.
you and I have had that where there's been something for you that you got thinking it was going to be more on the, keep sativa side. And you're
Yeah.
like, bro, this shit's knocking me out. And you give it to me, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, dude. Or so, I mean, again, it's everybody's different. But to me, that Royal Runs, like, I got some of my tray right now for bong hits. I'm about to spark up this OG, though, just because
Yeah.
I fucking love that flavor. And if I really want to knock myself out, I'll just smoke some more runs after it. Like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
That Trop Runs was a little heavy. That Trop Runs kind of put me to sleep. Blueberry sugar right now, it seems like it's fairly talkative. It has that platinum style profile of really good, um, like,
It has that really good blue flavor, so to
how
speak.
do you describe that blue flavor? Like blue platinum, right? It's similar, but It's
it's the
freaking
best
hard to
way.
describe
It
flavors with
is.
weed. It
It,
really
okay,
is for me
it
sometimes. I need to
is
figure it out.
on some of them. I can say this much to those of our more experienced smokers out there: if you know that kind of platinum DNA flavor,
It's almost minty. It's like a
it's
minty kush. It's not
it's
kush. Kush is kush, but it's like that minty platinum-ish. Like, oh, this is really good shit.
herbal, very
Mm.
blueberry Kush. That's the blue flavor. It's like your best blueberry flavor profile with that platinum.
If you covered a blueberry in sugar, I'd say that's along the profile you want to go with, and it's not gassy or fuely. Um, it's just it's fiery.
Very,
It's
yeah,
fire,
it's very good smoke.
and it's not
Very
fire on your
tasty.
throat. It's very smooth, very good. I'm pretty happy. And people have had the debate, in terms of, hey, should we flush our shit or not? You really don't need to if you're using the right stuff, because a lot of that flavor will come out in the flush. You're kind of turning it into buff, or like your true like mids, not super buff, but buff. Ooh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's you definitely tend to know more on the production aspect as far as the growing methods and more than I do. Um, but yeah, from my experience, the limited what I've heard from people and the growers I've talked to and stuff through the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you really want to do that. You're basically if like anything that has the potential to be an exotic, you're basically turning that into commercial grade at that point by flushing it. Is the
That's what
impression
we're
I felt.
finding out. It was always bro science. There was all kinds of crazy bro science in terms of, oh, like a week before, 3 days before. And I think people were just trying to be real assholes. Pour some Coca Cola on your stuff. All the sugars and carbs from it will really beef up your buds. I kind of feel that would mold your buds and kill your plant. Like, you know, but
Dude,
to each
all I'm
his
gonna
own. I feel it's really bad advice.
I mean, again, this is coming from a guy that absolutely loves his Coca Cola. I mean, fuck, dude, I got a bottle of it right here. Okay,
Yeah. You can use
the
sugar
stuff
cane molasses. You can use sugar cane molasses, throw at the end
that's a whole
cycle.
different ball game. But I don't think I would advise pouring Coke on your
No. On the soil or
that.
anything? No, I can't imagine it doing anything good for it. I can't even describe the chemical process. It ain't working. Put lemonade on your weed. It'll taste like it. Like, what? Uh, you know what? I bet you could probably, and some asshole's got to come with this, where they'll tweak something in a grow newt, and he's like, this will be all lemony. You're like, oh, fuck. Oh, God.
Yeah, it'll
Do
come
we
out
need
tasting.
that?
Yeah, it'll come out tasting like lemon snow.
Oh. Well, I
But
wonder what they're going to do with the whole infusing thing. I mean, there's so much going on with how they will infuse buds nowadays. I wonder what the next iteration of infused buds going to be. I really like the THC snowball stuff. That's really good. That's been a big one, really big one.
wow, what a man! This
Yeah.
OG.
This OG,
Yeah.
I like that OG. I wish I got some of that OG. It tasted so good. I'm like, if that tastes so good, everything else got to be like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is the first one I've dipped into. I bet.
I'll
Oh well.
trade you a little bit for that some of that trop, the runs.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll put you to honk in bed. Ah.
You know
Oh
me.
man.
You wish you would have got the OG, and I wish I would have got some of that trop runs. I don't know why I did. Never mind. Yeah, we were again. It was one of our buddies, two hash holes. Well, I really need to say any more. Didn't think so.
Yeah.
And boy, were they some tasty, very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, what subject is on your mind tonight that you would like to discuss?
I'm trying to pull a couple things up here. I've started editing some of our videos, guys. Our most recent one was a pretty interesting one. We had a guest, and our guest was fun to talk to. He talked about generational trauma, talked about current events, discussed Russia, nukes, and Nancy Pelosi's investment profile. Yeah, we talked about all kinds of cool stuff there. So a
Now, when
lot
you
of
say it
things
like that,
happening.
it makes it sound so nice. Nancy Pelosi's investment profile.
That's about all. Can I talk? What happens when I get too high? See, what do you do? What do you do when you're like, I'm too high? Or you're gonna call the ambulance, you're gonna call the fucking cops. It's like, wait, just wait before you call the cops, before you call the ambulance, take a hot shower. Or capsaicin powder or cream to your chest if you're getting that whole cannabis reminiscence
Man,
shit where you're like puking it up, which I believe is fertilizers and just shit in your weed, and that's
you
happened
want
to
to
me
know?
before
You
because you
want to
got to come
know?
from somewhere, and
All right,
yeah.
if
So
if
that
you
was one
feel
of
you're
those
too
things.
high, if you
Oh
feel you're too high,
yeah,
listen to Dr. Prem. Here's what you do. First thing you want to do, you want to get you
and
some
this
of
is
these.
not professional medical advice. So here's your
No,
disclaimer. But this is what
no,
we
yeah,
do,
please.
obviously.
This is me and my what has worked
Yeah,
for me through the last
yeah.
better half of my
Don't
life.
make it
If,
some sort of bullshit cocktail that somebody's doing, X, Y, and Z, and they go, oh yeah, and I smoke a little weed, and this dumb son of a bitch on the internet, Like, wait,
yeah, yeah,
whoa,
yeah. No, no, no.
ah!
But the
Yeah,
times that I have blazed, and I've been like, oh man, I maybe did a little. Oh,
yeah,
you eat some chips, you eat a fucking candy bar, you drink some soda, you drink some water,
yeah.
and you'll be all right. The sodium is your friend. Sodium will counteract the THC. It'll help bring you back to a normal level, and you won't
Is
feel
that a
like.
real fact? The salt will interact with
Look it
THC.
up. Look it
That
up.
day.
Look it up.
Really?
Look it up.
uh, look it up.
Seriously.
I'm gonna look this up. But the salt sober up someone who's high. Seriously, this is. All right. Uh,
I'm
let
curious
me,
what it says.
oh my God. Does salt make you less high from weed? I'm asking this to AI. This is why AI exists. Oh, there you go. Salt itself does not meaningfully cancel out or reduce a cannabis high. There's no good evidence that eating filthy food or taking salt will make you less high. Where this idea may come from, a dumbass name, no, I'm just kidding. Hydration electrolytes, which include sodium, can help you feel physically better if you're high and also dehydrated. So that's about dehydration, not reversing THC psychoactive effect. So there you go.
Yeah, there it is. It's worked for me through the years, but hey,
Well, it's probably because you're dehydrated.
could be.
And you know what? If you have a light snack, it can reduce discomfort from dry mouth, low blood sugar, and dehydration, which can make the experience less intense.
Oh, there you go.
So lay back, fucking Dr. Pepper, diet, non diet, goddamn Coca Cola.
Whatever works for you.
All right. Well, it's my advice. Just relax, chill out. It won't kill you. But if you're like, I'm going to die, hey, you might be one of those people that dies who smokes weed, I guess. You might be one of those too. Me personally, I've never met anyone that's happened to. I think you're supposed to be, anyways, we'll discuss that. But we
Yeah,
can
I
discuss.
definitely agree with that. I mean,
It's supposed to be your own weight in weed or something like that.
like you've never in all the years
Yeah.
you've never. I mean, nobody
Mm-hmm.
has ever died from just that. Now, if they fucking got too ripped and were some dumbass and did some dumbass shit, and then died from that, that's whatever. Okay, like there's no cure for being a dumbass.
No cure, huh?
You know, I was like some story about some dumb shit that smoked that spice bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, when I was back like 10 years ago, out of a fucking Pez thing, and he died because of the chemicals. Okay, dude, seriously, when you
Yeah.
can go to like a smoke shop and buy any kind of fucking bowl or a paper or a pack of papers, and your dumbass decided to smoke it out of a fucking Pez dispenser. I believe Darwin called that natural selection. And be mad. I really don't care on that one. I'm
You
sorry.
don't?
Stupid is as stupid does. If you do some dumbass shit, you just might have
Yeah.
some dumbass prizes at the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, seriously, like and here's another one I'll stand by. To in my opinion, in this day and age, coming from somebody that's coming up on 25 years clean from blow, you'd have to be crazy to even want to do it in this day and age with the danger that's out there.
Oh yeah. That's why. That's a big thing too with marijuana maintenance. There's a huge movement with marijuana maintenance right now, where people that have formerly been addicted to hard drugs have been able to wean themselves off of it and use marijuana as a tool to like really make their lives better. They were maybe homeless at one point,
Well, I wasn't
or
homeless,
all
but
kinds of stuff. Yeah,
definitely
with
helped me get off
you
the
all
fucking
kinds
blow.
of stuff. That you attract people too. They're very negative. People do that to you. Humans are that way, I guess. If you view someone as weaker and you're a weak-minded person, you'll try to take advantage of them, as you felt you've been taken advantage of. So
Yeah. Hmm.
how are you gonna do?
I mean,
Oh,
it's messed up that the things like that. The drugs out there the way they are. But
yeah.
at the same time, I mean, honest to God, since I've gone more into pot and just have that, like I don't drink anymore.
No, I don't either.
You
I used
know,
to love having a beer or two a night. Every single night, I have a
And
beer
there's
or two.
nothing wrong if you're keeping it in
Okay.
moderation. I salute you. Got to
Yeah.
come home and have a drink or two. I
Good
salute.
for you.
'Cause
Do what you
Lord
want.
knows,
Cheers.
I might not be drinking, but you think I'm not coming home and blazing two or three? Come on now, like seriously, But just don't let it affect your life adversely or your priorities or your responsibilities. If you come home, your bills are paid, your family's taken care of, all the boxes are checked.
Yeah.
Spark one up, bro. Fucking, you deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
You gotta be able to enjoy the finer things. Kind of like our Ticini suits, right? What are you
first
wearing
class,
today?
baby, first class. I mean,
What are you
hey,
wearing?
oh, of course, got the Damarindo velour.
What color is that?
That's the black beauty, jet black with gray.
Oh yeah, nice. It's so
Got the
dark.
gray
I just
shirt. Got
All
the
right.
black hat.
Yeah.
First class, baby,
Nice.
first class. And of
Yeah.
course, the lawn
Oh yeah.
jeans,
Nice.
black and white, goes beautifully with the suit.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. I did the red one today. The red Ticini. Some
Red
people
looks
like to
good
just
on you.
completely clean. Some people like the tattoos. They have their shits here. So that's my kind of jewelry. People like, yeah, have to pull like the red. I love the red, dude. They did such a great job with this red. So can you imagine, like, you in the
You
city,
can
going down
you
to
can
New
pull
York
it off.
City, fucking shit. Yeah, there you are with your the Cicchini suit and your fantastic J with the glass tip on top. You're right there. Just show just the tip, and then here you are, puffing in the city, having a great time. And well, for you single men, or you go have a good time with your single men or women or children, or I don't know what some people do out there, single men nowadays. uh,
No, hey, yeah, I mean, like I said, you can pull those reds off. Yeah, They don't reds don't tend to look that good on me as
You
a
know? Why, you
as
look scary or
a
something, or what?
I
Like, he's
just
out for
don't look
blood tonight.
no, it just don't
Yeah.
look good on me.
Yeah.
I tend to go more with the black, blue, gray, you know, certain shades of purple, not too, they're not, but like, but my favorite color is blue.
Blue. Yeah.
Like in
What, like a
every,
navy blue or Carolina blue or
I like a royal
royal
blue.
blue?
Royal blue is probably my favorite shade.
Hmm.
But
I
that
mean,
being
royal
said,
blues is so like original blue. Like, I
very
like blue, and
regal,
I'm thinking royal blue, right? Like blue, real blue.
very regal, very like,
Mhm.
first class. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
That's
know. It just,
that's why it's royal
royal
blue.
blue.
It's not the beggar blue or fucking fakir blue or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not pauper periwinkle,
Ah, periwinkle, eh?
but
That
but
little boy,
I
like,
mean,
my favorite color is periwinkle. Oh, man. That'll be a good internet short. Periwinkle.
let's
I
see.
love
All
periwinkle.
right. Wait.
Yeah.
Here's a test for you.
Yeah.
What movie is this line from? And my mother's real fond of the periwinkle blue.
Oh, motherfucker. I don't remember. It's Lord of the Rings or something. I don't know. I don't know. What movie was that from?
That was from Snatch. When Brad
Oh,
Pitt was talking to them about the fucking trailer for his mom that did for the deal. And he's like, she's
oh,
really fond of the periwinkle blue boys.
oh, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Wasn't that Brad Pitt that said that?
Yep.
No,
He
that.
said it
Yeah.
to Jason Statham.
Ah, yes.
Hey,
Jason Statham. I wonder
Tommy,
what
is this
Jason
good boy?
Statham's doing nowadays. That guy. Oh, what's going on with that
He's
guy?
probably drinking a spot of tea. He is over there in good old England, I'm sure.
You,
All right,
you
good
think
day.
so? Jason
I don't know.
Statham.
Don't know what they all fucking do over there? Shove crumpets up their ass and drink. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what they do in that part of the world. They get a carpet and then they look at it and they
Hey,
go,
I'm Indian. I got to poke a little fun. They had 350 years of poking us. Like,
"Mhm,
I get a little bit to, go,
it's
yeah.
fine." Yeah, it's true. It's what it is. All right, let's see.
We would take our revenge in this way. We will just bust your balls relentlessly.
Yeah,
Not,
it's probably pretty.
I mean, just saying, you got
Hmm.
England, bangers and mash, fish and chips, all these different things, right? Guess what the number one to this day, the number one ordered to go dish is in England? Chicken tikka masala.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it's the national dish. So, in
and
case you guys
I
don't
know,
know, the national dish of the Britain, United Kingdom, is chicken tikka masala.
and I understand it was invented in a curry house over there in England or Scotland or Ireland or one of those places. I get it. But guess what? The dude that invented it was a brown dude.
Coincidentally, Prem and that brown dude are like related by blood, so there were like a lot of like rights that he lost for that.
Yeah, right, dude.
So
If you actually knew the history of it, the guy's is from Lahore and was
yeah,
Muslim.
huh,
So unfortunately, no relation in my family that is
huh,
extremely, very, very,
huh.
very Hindu.
Gotcha. And this is interesting. I really wanted to talk about this today too, about this particular tribe that they found in India. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. It's the Chutia people. See, the Chutia people are an ethnic group, they say, that are native to the Indian state of Assam.
This
And
has to
this.
be this has to be a brown dude trolling on there.
No, 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 no. This is real
Okay,
thing.
no,
There,
no, no. Because
it's a
like tell the people like what chutia means in our language.
Chutia does not mean anything except that these are the people who have been associated. However, after the kingdom was absorbed by the Ahom kingdom in 1523 to 24, so it took 1 year, the Chutia population was widely displaced and dispersed in other parts of Upper Assam as well as Central Assam. So they constitute one of the core groups that form the Assamese people. And in 2004, the genetic study has found that in the tribal caste continuum, the Chutia people occupy an ambiguous position in the middle, along with the Ahoms and the Rajbanshis. You do see them here. Hello.
Bro,
What?
bro, I can't. I mean, I'm just finding it very hard to believe that there's a group called the Chutias. Like, I'm sorry,
Listen, they worshipped a primordial male deity and a primordial female deity. The male was called Kundi Mama, Bhalia Baba, and Pisha Dema, known by the Kasharis. What
yeah,
as
exactly, dude.
Badhu or
I'm surprised
Badhu,
you made
right?
it that far without busting out laughing.
The female deity was called what the fuck? Kachai Hati or Pichasi. What the fuck? Pushap, what? The worship of the tribal goddess Kasai Haiti. What the fuck is. Who the fuck came up with this? I really want to know who came up with this, Prem. Because this is really funny stuff. I
I'm
think
saying like that.
this person's really funny. What the fuck? You guys know what chutia means in our language? It means like pussy. Like and we're like, so this guy's like making it up. It's like the chutia people. Like, oh man, this whole
Like,
thing's a troll,
dude,
guys. Yeah. Oh, there's historical divisions: Hindu chutia, Ahom chutia, Borahi chutia, and Miri chutia. This person's so funny.
I can't believe it just does. I don't believe that.
Hey,
I'm staying firm on. I think it's a
hey,
you
some
know.
components of the male attire include a chutia paguri.
Hey, and by the way, let me just address this real quick as far as just to touch back on the whole chicken tikka thing. I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I said with my very Hindu family. All I was saying with that, I have Muslim brothers and friends. There's nothing against them. It's just the majority of my family was not as open minded as some of the newer generation is. If you from the country, the older generations were very strict. They didn't want to mix any. Hell, they didn't want to mix castes within the same religion. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
So not, yeah.
that being said,
Yeah.
I'm very open minded. I love everybody. Every creed, religion, faith, whatever. As long as you're a good guy, a good woman. If you're a fucking bad guy, a bad woman, then I probably don't want to know you or be associated with you.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to clarify that. Namaste, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum.
Hey, so I looked this up. So
Oh God.
it's actually spelled Sutia, Sutia people. Yes, the Chutia is a real ethnic group, but it's often spelled Sutia. So if you're calling it Chutia, I don't know why we spelled Sutia. So that's like it's kind of
I
going.
wonder if the
I mean,
pronunciation is Sutia then, like
yeah, but you
more,
don't call them Chutia as people who understand a language who know that the word Sutia is that
yeah,
way. You
because
would probably use a Sutia. Anyway,
yeah,
this
because
is
I mean, if you're in the
definitely
middle of a
crazy.
bazaar and you go, "Hey,
Yeah.
Chutia," you're probably gonna get hit.
Yeah, it's not okay to like do that shit,
It's like running
So
around here going, "Hey,
well,
bitch!"
let's give them their proper respect. They are the Sutia people. Uh, because yeah, in our language, that's not a very good fucking name, man. I don't think that I, as an Indian person, would feel comfortable referring to them that way. Because I've used that word many times for people who were actually Chutia people. So I can't Oh, hi, how are you, Chatil? Like, what the fuck? I'm an asshole for saying that because I know what that means. You don't. You know, you can kind
Well,
of do it at the supermarket sometimes. Like, Chatil Parato. It's like, what? Hi, how are you? What are you doing?
I think
You
we've spent enough
know.
time on this subject.
All right. Well, anyways, we are done with the kingdom of Assam.
God.
Oh, yeah. So now we know what's what. We have completed the debate of Sutia. Bhang Piratu. You're smoking a bong, sir. Is that a
Yes,
bong?
it is.
Good.
With some
Good.
royal runts.
Oh,
And
good.
royal, first class. You know?
Nice. That's good. That's good to
We
hear.
gotta do our own strain called first class runs.
Oh God, yeah. We really could. I mean, if we set up some kind of like donation system, if we have enough people that really, give a crap about the culture and like hearing what they're hearing, and maybe they don't, and they'd be like, hey, you know what? These guys are just gonna like fizzle out, and that's it. But anyways, we were in the middle of talking about that other video I was talking about with you recommending food, generational trauma. I remember that. So yeah, Canna Talk. What do I do if I get too high? We know we talked about THC percentage, fresh marijuana. We talked about those two different things at our Canna Talk on our last episode that I just edited and threw up on there. So that's going to actually be on there tomorrow. Actually, nicely edited. People can kind of flip through it and it makes sense because you're so new to this. And there's your food recommends in New York City, Kebab King and Pawn. Black Label Scott's Talk, changing palate over the years, and your favorite sake. Then there's some strain talk too. Good strain talk here. We talked about Gogurt's, your favorite girly drip for insomnia, panic attacks, depression, pain, and talking about putting together a strain guide as well. And then the paradoxical effects with alcohol strains, different effects on people, and Donkey Kong '90s memories, and Mario and Nintendo. So we had a pretty good
Oh
combo
yes,
and stuff. Got a whole bunch of cool stuff on the last episode.
that was definitely a good show with our buddy Mike. Looking forward to having him on again.
Yeah, yeah, it should be a good time. Can't wait to do some more shows with some more people and get their opinions on their part of the culture here. The culture I'm talking
Absolutely.
about is all us guys over 35, that work hard. Oh, just want to enjoy the finer things. 'Cause, man, there's like working your ass off all day, getting stressed out. I mean, you got to have some time to yourself and
You
something
have
to
to.
yourself
You
that you
you
feel
you
good about. You know
you
what the
gotta
fuck?
make time for yourself. You gotta treat yourself. I mean, and this goes whether you're a single person or in a relationship. Look, everybody, even if you're in a relationship,
Yeah,
you people, you were two individuals before you got together. You had your own group of friends, you had your own hobbies. Just because you're together, that doesn't mean that should ever come to an end. You both should have your own private time to, do those things that you like. I mean, hey, if you share a hobby, that's great. But more than likely, for instance, I love my cigars. I like to go to cigar lounges, cigar bars, sit down with a occasional cocktail, or preferably in my case, honestly, I, I'm a big fan of coffee and a cigar or coffee and cannabis. I think that's a match made in heaven. They each complements the other, and to me, that's just an enjoyable experience. So, but either way, I can't expect if I'm dating a female that she's necessarily just gonna go with me to a cigar bar. Most ladies don't tend to like that. Some do. Well, if I was to get lucky and find one that did, hey, great. Come on down, babe. But that's my thing. I have my own thing. So, and I do need my own private time. I mean, for me personally, I work in sales. Monday through
Yeah.
Friday, during the workday, I'm constantly talking. I'm talking to customers. I'm talking, this, that. When I get home, all I want to do is do my evening prayers
Yeah.
and smoke. I don't want to talk to I don't want to say a word for at least 30 minutes. I need that little bit of, quiet time at the end of the day to like kind of reset, you know? I like you and I rarely talk with, like right after I'm done with work unless we're meeting up or something. It's usually
Yeah.
around 6 o'clock. You know how
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
You know, go figure. No female in my past could ever respect that. But, hey, you'll have these things sometimes.
Right.
That's why I'm very happily single right now. I get up in the morning,
Yeah.
peace, quiet,
So,
serenity.
so we can sort of flip through some current events too, because I know it's like a thing we're trying to put on the show here. And for the big current events that may affect a lot of people that are in Florida, that are pot smokers, such as itself, is that they will not have adult use legalization on the 26th ballot because they're saying that they failed to qualify in their signatures. They kind of got in the signatures and said, basically said some signatures shouldn't even be on there. They might be fake or fraudulent. Here we go. Now I'm going down the line here. It says 784 valid signatures counted by the deadline, leaving the campaign with 100,000 short for ballot placement. So it didn't meet their threshold. That could be voted on. It really sucks. I don't know what they're going to be doing after this. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer then.
Which is, again, just so bullshit. I don't understand, like, what is so hard for these states to understand. Look at Colorado, look at Michigan, look at the amount of tax income that they are making, how many jobs that this industry has provided, how much income it's bringing in. And honest
Well,
to
with
God,
Yeah.
I
Well, it brings
guarantee
in so much income. We've been through the parking lots. We've literally driven between states, between let's say a state like Michigan where the parking lots are full, to a state like Pennsylvania where the parking lots are empty. You know,
yep,
like it's just
on both at the same
yeah,
time on certain days. So like you can't compare the medicinal market to what the potential of the recreational market is. Because
yeah,
even with the medicinal thing, you still have a lot of those people that are like, well, I don't know, it's kind of borderline, and and they get nervous. And hey, I respect that, but if you just legalize it across the board, you're gonna make everyone happy. Because I mean, again, let's just face it.
Well, Trump has made it a Schedule 3 thing, so now he's allowed banking access for a lot of these businesses, which is
And
huge.
that's going to help a lot. I mean,
Hopefully,
that right there is going to allow, hopefully, a lot of the dispos in a place like Michigan to start allowing debit and credit card sales, which, again, okay, let's say you've gone up there and you're like, okay, here's my $300 budget. That's all I'm spending. And you spend your 300, but your buddy forgot something, and you stop at one last dispo, and they happen to have a fucking sale on your favorite pre-rolls, man, and they're
yeah,
2 for 1. Ah, shit! But the ATM is $5.
yeah,
Oh, but wait, if they had a debit card thing, you'd swipe that bitch and all right, yeah, give me 2. Tell me you wouldn't. I know I would. I'd be like,
yeah.
fucking give me 4, bitch. Stop running.
uh,
I mean, seriously. So that right there would increase sales. Not to mention, if you would just legalize it across the fucking country, you are going to have an influx of tax money. You're going to have an influx of jobs. It's a win-win. And I mean, again, let's go even a step further since we're, kind of dreaming out loud. Okay. Let's just fucking go full, blow to full load then. Here you go. What if they ended up allowing fucking consumption lounges like they have in Amsterdam in some places? Oh my
Oh yeah.
God. Holy shit. Now you're talking about infused drinks, infused coffee, joint bar, dab bar. I mean, come on. And again, people, look, you already got drunk people that go to the bar and either get in their car or the smart ones take an Uber home or drive a Tesla that has a self driving thing. And, which either way, you're being safe. But it still happens. So what if no stoner that I've ever been with in all the years that I've been smoking has ever fucked up while driving? You've never seen
I want a big plate of huevos rancheros así with rice and
oh
beans and hot tortillas, and a little
man,
shot of tequila and a Dos Equis.
Right.
I don't understand.
Well, what do you got?
Remember
she's
this?
Dutch. She's Dutch. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I'll take that too, coffee and toast.
Oh man. Good old
I
fucking
do
Cheech
miss
and Chong.
I do miss that outdoor cafe atmosphere of
Yeah.
Europe. I mean, not
Courtesy
just
of YouTube. Thank you.
not just seriously, thank you, YouTube. Not just the coffee shop in Amsterdam, but that cafe atmosphere of Europe. I'd spent time in Switzerland as well, and oh yeah, oh.
Oh shit. Look at that. Hello
Was
there.
Ah ja, bitte.
Ja,
Unsere Spezialität
bitte.
heute ist Speckkuchen.
Oh,
Ah,
Möchten Sie vielleicht noch etwas
Schwollenpacken.
Tee?
Etwas Tee?
Ja?
Ja.
Euro für Tee.
Put in your eyes,
oh,
ja.
wow, sieh mal, was die hier haben.
Sounds so dirty.
Frische Keime der Jahreszeit mit Sesamkernen.
Sieh mal hier, ein Weizengrießfilet.
Oh, absolut stark, Samensuppe. Da nehme ich ein Schüsselchen. Was für Samen sind denn das?
Yeah.
Ach egal, bring mir ein Töpfchen.
Wird vielleicht ein fremden Käfer sind das.
Alright. Does that look appetizing to you?
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. No, even when it comes to edibles with having pot and stuff, I'm gonna say stick with the sweet, for me, stick with the sweet stuff.
Yeah.
I've never had like an infused meal or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know that would be a good thing for me, because you give me a good plate of fucking pasta and meatballs, and I already got the munchies. What do you think's gonna happen? I see a plate of fucking meatballs in front of me. All right, munch. I'm gonna sit down and eat. Then I'm gonna probably eat the whole bowl. And then the guys come out, oh my God, man, you should have only had 2 meatballs, dude. You had and then I'm like, oh fuck me, And then, I'll be like sitting on a park bench, talking to a tree, thinking I'm like actually getting the meaning of life downloaded into my brain from the hive mind or some shit. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need all that. That is why I am a very old school smoker. Just give me my flower, give me my hash. I'm good. I don't need anything more crazy. I don't need a vaporizer. I don't need any of that shit. If I need something more than this or this to get it going, I'm probably not interested. Because that is way too much work. I mean, again, I respect the dabs and everything, but Jesus, Sage, I like the little device you got, the electronic thing. Press a couple buttons. Okay, up. Okay, great. Fucking 21st century there. Okay, I love it. I got to do more than that. No,
Yeah.
no, that's no good. No, no, we're not doing that. We're not
Yeah.
doing. It.
Uh,
No.
yeah.
Very simple process here. So I have my little thing, and then I put okay, and then it's all ready, right? Okay, and then
Yes.
instant
That's
fucking
right.
relief. If I gotta wait more than that, fuck off. I don't want it. Because that times two was what it took to get me out of a panic attack the other day with the Rolly drip. That's it. I dare anybody to find me a fucking pill that works that quick. I'll wait.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen. You're not beating Mother Nature, bro.
Wow.
No, this may take 30 to 45 minutes to get. I'm in the middle of a fucking panic attack, lose my
Forget.
fucking mind.
On
You
this
want me to wait
particular
30 minutes?
evening, the greatest show on Earth has finally arrived at the end of the line. The emphatic conclusion to more than 8 years of brilliant storytelling. By the end of the night, nearly 12 million people will tune
Remember
in
that
to witness
night?
this moment in history, and not a
Oh,
single
God.
one is prepared for what
Yeah.
happens next.
So this is Emp Lemon, and Emp Lemon
In
to
the
end the
beginning,
show,
television and
which I
cinema
thought
were
was very
treated as
cool.
two totally
So I'm kind of
separate
putting this out
mediums.
there. This is
For
Emp
most of the
Lemon,
20th
credit to Emp
century,
Lemon on
movie
YouTube.
theaters were the exclusive destination for
And
spectacle. If
we're
you
going to get
wanted
up
to
to the
see something
precise
epic,
area.
you'd have to watch it on the big screen. Conversely, television programming was much more transient. It was designed to be consumed in bite-sized amounts, with far lower budgets and quality control than
It
anything in
was a different
cinema.
time. I mean,
Essentially, if a film was a gourmet meal, a TV show was a candy bar.
It's no big deal.
Back then, movies were billed as a premium experience. People paid for the product up front and expected it to meet a certain standard of excellence. TV was pretty much the opposite. As a mostly
I thought
free
this was
product that relied on
about
advertising
Tony's.
revenue, the name of the game was
I'm looking
mass
for it right
appeal.
here. There we
It
go.
wasn't. Of course, the phrase members only is a pretty clear allusion to organized crime. Scene also draws far more attention to him than any other extra.
Yeah.
These clues seem to indicate that he is a noteworthy individual, but perhaps the strongest clue can be found, oddly enough, in The Godfather. The series makes several references to the film, but one scene is explicitly mentioned as Tony's favorite. The part where Michael Corleone retrieves a hidden gun from the bathroom and ambushes his enemies in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Every time we watch Godfather, when Michael Corleone shoots those guys in the restaurant, you sit there with your fucking bowl of ice cream.
Oh, you
and
remember
say
that
it's your favorite
scene?
of all
oh, yeah.
time.
Yep.
As it
That was
turns
a-
out, the last we
was a
see
hell of
of
a
the
scene.
members
That was
only
a-
guy is
that was
a
a good
shot
one
of
from
him
him.
entering the bathroom. If the Godfather scene is meant to be interpreted as a prophecy, then Tony's demise must come shortly after. Based on the evidence laid out in the show, this is certainly a compelling explanation.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, our line of work, it's always out there. You probably don't even hear it when it happens.
However, when it comes to the finale, there are those who
You don't hear
subscribe
it?
to the opposite theory, that the end of The Sopranos is all about survival. This perspective is primarily inspired by the specific song that plays out the final scene, Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, a sentimental tune that, at face value, feels out of place for such a defining moment of the show. Its inclusion was a bizarre choice, one that seemingly contradicts the somber tone of the entire rest of the episode. The juxtaposition is so powerful that it almost feels like the song is mocking the scene itself. There's a particular line in Don't Stop Believin' that stands out in the context of the show. It mentions how the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. The entire finale is undercut by a theme of stagnation. There is no great moment of catharsis that inspires everyone to turn over a new leaf. Rather, it appears that after all the bloodshed and toil, everything's just going back to business as usual. By the end of the series, Tony shows a disturbing lack of progression. All of the years of therapy and soul-searching seem to have had no effect.
Yeah.
If
I
anything,
mean,
he only used these
Yeah.
things to become a
Ain't
better
that something?
criminal. In the end, he got
He did.
exactly what he wanted. The depression and panic attacks have stopped altogether. He's finally free to live life unencumbered. Instead of grappling with any sense of morality, he learned to abandon it. The movie never ends. We're just forced to stop watching. Tony will continue to survive and probably thrive at the expense of everyone around him. The cut to black doesn't represent the end of Tony, but rather the end state of Tony. He has reached the point of no return. The moment the show ends is the moment Tony finally drifts beyond salvation. He has accepted the total corruption of his spirit and will spend the rest of his days wandering the hell that he created. This interpretation is quite abstract. It challenges you to consider what the show represents rather than what it literally depicts. Plenty of people have weighed in about what the whole thing means, but at the end of the day, it's all a bunch of conjecture. Whether you believe Tony's alive or dead, there's only one man who knows the true answer to that question.
David
Over the
Chase
years,
said
David Chase
that
has
he
been
died.
badgered relentlessly about
He said David Chase did say he died. So
I mean,
that's the story. Yeah.
anybody that thought otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't know what you were thinking.
Yeah.
You know, so many people were pissed off at the way it ended. You know, and
Yeah.
it was jarring. You know, when you're watching it that first time when it was live, and you're like, oh, "Wait, what? Oh, huh?" And
Yeah.
then, but if you if you have watched mafia movies and you know anything about the way that that world and people, etc., really, what the fuck were you thinking? What did you think happened? You
I
know,
mean, that's what it is. That's why it went to
the
black.
camera gun's battery fucking ran out, and they just said, come on,
Yeah.
like no, he fucking got clipped,
No one's
and
above anything
that was
anywhere that way, no?
that was the end of the Tony Soprano story. He's dead. At that point, then it would have been either the Carmela story or the Anthony Jr. Or Tony's story was done. That was it. That was the end of Tony.
Yep.
And again, God rest James Gandolfini. God rest his soul, man. Rest in peace. That's what a
Yeah.
loss.
Rest
What a
in peace,
loss.
Jim Gandolfini. What a loss, yeah. Him and some of the other characters as well.
Tony Sirico, there's another
Yeah,
one.
last
Rest in
year, yeah,
peace.
Sirico. Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, my God, one of I'd say probably my favorite character, honestly, out of the whole Sopranos. No kidding.
Yeah, he was a true wise
I
guy.
mean,
Tony Sirico was a true wise guy. Definitely. Look at some of his older videos. Really cool shit.
it's
Back
his
from what, the 70s,
mannerisms,
80s?
the way he
Mm-hmm.
talked, the way he came. I mean, I loved it. And
Huh,
from
yeah.
all the interviews that
Mm-hmm.
especially people in The Sopranos, they were like, if you ever wanted to meet Tony Sirico,
Yeah.
you did.
He did, yeah. Yeah.
That was him. That Paulie
Absolutely.
Ball, that was
Yep.
him.
Well, here it is. Here's his YouTube video, courtesy YouTube. This is from Ang Lund EDS. And let's take a little look.
I pay for them. And then what I had to do?
Did you ever go to jail?
Yeah,
How many times?
a few times.
Did you kill?
Did I what?
How did it get started? Why is it here?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I have no idea. You'd have to ask my brother the priest.
Do you believe in God?
You gotta ask me that? I would never be here if there wasn't something bigger than us all. Fell in love with a little girl in the neighborhood. About 3 months after I got married. It's really hard for me to explain. I just went downhill from there. It was an eventual divorce, and that's why my kids and me are not that close. And I wish I could have changed that somewhere along the line. I was madly in love with this girl. I mean, I was madly in love with her.
He's a very
I left my
passionate
wife
guy.
for her, left my 2 kids for her.
He was.
Don't ask me why. I used to just, I was quiet around her. But the moment somebody would look at her, or I would think they were looking at her, or maybe even you're right. Maybe I wanted to show her that I was in her defense. I gave a lot of guys beatings.
Yeah. So he was a real guy, very real guy. So there is, you know, like you said, Sonny Sirico.
Great guy. Great guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from what we know on screen, yeah, I mean, him dodging the question about killing, you know, good thing he didn't kill anyone that you loved or knew or anything like that. So it's the thing you got to remember about guys like that. They, they're in your face. They're all great. I love you, great. But then, you know, there's that other side that makes them.
Well, here's the thing. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
from what I've heard, you know, if you get into that lifestyle, you know, and you associate with, you know, again, for lack of a better term, those type of people. If you go into that blind, that's your own fault. Honest to God. I mean, you know, come on. You can go to a fucking bank and borrow money. Okay?
Yeah.
As long as it's something on
Yeah.
the up. And as long as you got good credit. Now, if both of those variables ain't in the equation, you're going to find yourself going to somebody like the guy behind us over here, Tony Soprano. And when you deal with him, well, let me just put it this way. He's not backed by the FDIC, okay?
He was very charming too. As a charming guy, as a guy that was balding, not in such great shape, and all that other shit. Like he had quite a bit. You know, women were after him. They like the power, the everything. You know, mojo. What's the word for it? You know.
Look at a guy like Michael Francis, Sammy Gravano back in the day. You know, I mean, whatever you want to say about Sammy and these guys, okay, I'm not getting into that. But all I'm going to say is this. What are we talking about? We're talking about their magnetism, the attractability. These guys had it, okay, back in the day in the 80s and 90s. You had
They still
Hollywood.
do now.
And then
They
you
still
had
do
these
now.
guys.
They don't make many.
You know?
Like it's a very rare breed. It's there's Joe Pesci as an actor, like you know, and then I'm talking about like male figures, you know, male figures that we see out there from you know the 20th century that were born in the 20th century. You know, because there are some leaders there that you got to remember it's 26, so some people were born in 2000. So there's some young 26-year-olds out there that are leaders, but you know these are the people that we look to that have very strong male traits. They really do. They do. They do.
Definitely. You know, I mean, it's like I said. You know, you just got to go into things, anything, being educated. You know, I mean, you know, do I advise keeping ties with underworld figures? Well, if you've ever seen any mafia movie, it doesn't usually work out too well for you. Okay?
What's your business too? It really depends what your business is. So our business is this. So you stick to this. Really about sticking in your lane.
I have no reason to be, you know what I mean? I like to lead a very comfortable, no stress lifestyle. That is nothing but stress. And I already got enough fucking gray hairs in my beard. I don't need no more.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say this phrase and they don't say it often enough, but life is good. And yeah.
Life is good, and I hope all of you out there watching us are as blessed as me and my brother are. I mean, for those who aren't as well, we pray for you. We hope that everything is better, and your situation improves. And
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we personally, I mean, I know myself, I'm extremely blessed. And then, I mean, there's levels to everything. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, be
some
grateful.
guys, some guys got the Lexus, some guys got the Bimmer, some guys got the Ferrari, and some guys got the Koenigsegg. So there's always levels to everything. But the number one thing, be happy with yourself, be happy where you're at. Because guess what? Could always be worse.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
My
you be
mom
out
and
in this.
dad,
Yeah.
yeah, well, my mom and dad always used to say,
Yeah.
my dad, God rest his soul, and I'm very thankful and blessed. I still got my amazing, lovely, fucking saintly, because she's put up with my dumbass for 46 years, mother. Okay. And for nothing else, the woman's a saint for that. She's dealt with me for 46 years, okay? God bless her. I love her to death. She's the best.
Yeah.
And kitchen, fucking Gordon Ramsay, they could kiss her fucking, the fucking, she'll throw down on any of them. You name a country, she got you covered. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, they always used to say, when I was a kid and we'd be driving in the car, you see,
Yeah.
a homeless person or somebody on the side of the street asking for money, they would never hesitate. And they would always give them $1, a bottle of water or something. And they always said the same thing, that we are all one step away from possibly being that person. And, I've been up and down. There have been points in my life where I was doing way better than where I'm at right now. There have been
Yeah.
points in my life where I was doing way worse and thought that I was going to be one of those dudes, possibly.
Yeah.
God is good. And, I'm thankful to all the gods and goddesses for the blessings they shower on me every day. And,
Yeah.
there
Thank
we
you.
are. I mean, my God, I'm sitting here, I got good smoke, got my brother on the video. Life is
Yeah.
good. What the fuck else I need over here, Nice
I
cold
don't know.
drink. I got a nice cold, tasty beverage.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Can I
think I
have a
need
sip of
myself
your
a.
tasty beverage?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, what a scene. What a fucking scene. That's another iconic scene. And if
What?
you
Oh,
know, you
beverage.
know.
Oh, snap. Yep. We're going to talk about an iconic scene in The Sopranos. So I don't know if we have any people from from Generation Z. This is a big thing for you guys, I heard, because I know I grew up watching The Sopranos. So I wanted to share the scene with you if you haven't seen it. Okay, so Sopranos. Which one was this? What was that guy's last name again?
Who
Hello. What was his name?
are you
Starts with
talking
a
about?
B. The thing about the last drink. What was the name of the drink he had last? Was it Coca Cola or like a Sunkus or a Fanta? Fanta?
Who are
What
you
was it?
talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Here, we're talking about this scene over here, bud. I'm talking about what you were talking about, bud. Here, check it out. You can see it right now. So this is your scene right here. This is it. This one.
Oh, no, no, no. I was referring to Pulp Fiction.
Oh, see, I thought you were talking about the Soprano scene. I'm
No,
so
no, no,
sorry.
no, no. No,
Okay, yeah, this is
that
that
scene is
was.
where Pussy says to him, he's like,
Mm-hmm.
here's diet. We only got diet. And then Tony looks at the kid that's about to get away. He's like, you sure you want diet? You don't want something with some sugar in it? And
Yeah,
he's like, no, no, this is fine.
yeah, because he said he was gonna kill him. He knew it. It was terrible. But I mean, for the kid, it was terrible, and he deserved it. He was an idiot.
No.
Yeah, I know. Can't believe that shit.
You
That's
know
so
what?
silly.
Honest to God, That dude.
Yeah.
That's a sad story. It
It is a
is.
sad
But
story. The whole
that's
thing,
also,
drug addiction and stuff, hard drugs and
I
everything, you
mean,
know.
if there's
Yeah.
ever an example of don't be a fucking snot and do
Look,
some dumb bullshit,
yeah,
look at
you
that
talk
guy.
about it. I'll be right back. Let me get a drink. Yeah, you got to tell about the story.
I
He
mean,
had so much promise in his
this
career.
was he was the kid that was he played Colodro in a Bronx Tale. Now he had a wonderful career ahead of him. He was in The Sopranos. He was reviving that whole thing, and in the midst of all that, got hooked up with some bad people, started doing hardcore drugs, and I want to say he ended up trying to rob somebody's house, or he ended up doing time, and he's never made it back because, well, when you mess up to that degree and you're already famous, it's a degree of how famous were you. And unfortunately, in his case, he wasn't famous enough that he could get away with some shit like that, and he didn't have the money to get away with it, so he didn't. And what a waste! The guy could have had a wonderful career in Hollywood, if he wouldn't have thrown it away, but he did, and here we are. You know, and I know I'm a very opinionated person, but I just look at him and I'm like, what a stunad, what a waste. The guy had everything in front of him. He could have made a wonderful life for himself and his family, but he chose to get ripped on some stupid shit instead of you know being a man, a good man, taking care of his family, his friends and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be. I'm not perfect, but that being said, um, yes, that was a very iconic scene from The Sopranos. Uh, I can't think of a episode of Sopranos that I don't like. I mean, I've watched that series beginning to end. I
And
couldn't
the
even tell.
beginning,
I couldn't even. I mean, to say that I've watched it 100 times,
C.
beginning to end, would probably be a grave understatement.
TT. So I think I'm going to get one on the burner again.
What you rolling up?
Well, behind the scenes, yeah. Let me see what I'm rolling up here. I have a little bit of that blue sugar left over, so I'm gonna mix a little bit of that with something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going with some Royal Runts here.
Okay, so yeah, I'm mixing up some of that Kush, that OG Kush that we got
Oh,
from
you did get
Knox.
some.
Yeah, I did. Well,
Oh,
okay, so I do have some of that. Yeah, very little. Anyway, so
some
no,
not.
and not
Yeah.
from our guy, but this is like remaining. This is old. This is like the last of
Ah,
it. Yep.
okay.
So, did you learn anything new about anything today? Coffees, strains,
Mm,
news?
no,
Nothing.
today I honestly,
Yeah.
admittedly, today was kind of a recovery day. I woke up, had a little bit of lower back pain.
Hmm.
So and actually, let me grab it to show the people here.
Hmm.
1 second.
Well, you're gonna show me your back.
No.
I was getting back pain here. Where? Here is my back.
Shout out to Chill, their Max Relief line. This is a sugar rub. I'll see if I can. You guys can see that. I'm finally at the bottom of the jar after 3 years of using this stuff
Oh,
constantly.
yes,
Okay.
good for nerve pain for me. Yes, I've used that before. Good for
Oh
nerve
my
pain.
God, dude, you use this stuff, you're legit gonna be like, fuck icy hot. I'm never using that shit again.
Hmm.
Like straight up.
In
It
Chinese culture, they use tiger balm. You
oh
know that? Yeah,
dude, when I was in martial arts,
yeah,
there was always a little jar of tiger balm in my bag.
yeah.
Always.
Good. And then pak
Um,
fayao, that's another thing you need to understand. You know what pak fayao is? It's another, it's like a chrysanthemum type peppermint oil.
Yep. My
And
brother
yeah,
used to have that because he started studying like Chinese medicine. And I
yeah,
remember the one back in my younger days when I was a lot more wild. I came home the one night after a pretty wild night, and I may or may not have gotten into a little tussle at the bar. And suffice to say, I wasn't in the worst shape, but I was a little banged up.
there you are.
And my little bro, being the cool dude that he is, you know, I came home and he was like, "Yeah, take a shower." And he, when I came out, he like, rubbed my back down with that chrysanthemum oil shit, and some other
Hey,
stuff.
come on! Like people don't leave me alone. What do you need? Thank you. Like seriously, I shut the door and they freaking just no.
Yeah, you'll have that. You'll have that. But yeah, I mean, that run's got me. I totally forgot what I was talking about. So, gonna have some more runs.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yep.
I need to see what the hell they need upstairs. Because apparently I'm the only one that knows how to do anything in this place. So I'm gonna figure it out.
Family man's job is never done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, boot someone in the ass. So figure it out right now.
For those of you out there that have a family, I'm sure you know what
What?
he's going through.
Oh, she's wondering while I'm a live stream, huh? Okay. I'll wonder while she's at work. I'm wondering. Oh.
But yeah, no. So, quick question to our viewers out there. If you were to develop your own runch strain, meaning you're crossing original runts with something else, what would you do? Curious to see what you guys have to say out there. Because who knows? Maybe we might having a first class strain at some dispo down the road here. You never know. Anything's possible, right? Got to put it out into the universe for it to happen. But yeah, I definitely would love to see what you guys have to say about that. Um, Also curious what you guys' thoughts are going to be as far as the next upcoming trend um, in the cannabis world. You know, like we've talked about before, um, my bro Such, was definitely on the infused J's thing before a lot of people were. And even that, once we were, pretty well, initially acclimated to the Michigan market, I remember years ago he'd say, "Mark my words, infused J's are going to be the next thing," and sure enough, now you have. I mean, it's not a matter of is it a regular J or an infused J? It's what type of infused J. Is it just something simple with one type of concentrate, be that live resin, hash rosin, bubble hash, regular, Nepalese temple ball, whatever the case might be, versus a stizzy, if you're familiar with those, or a jeter, or what they call a tarantula. I mean, there's so many different variations, and I mean, again, it's amazing. Because who would have ever thought, if you're a smoker and me and my brother's age group here, saw. I mean, who would have thought 20 years ago that we'd ever be seeing something like this? I mean, even back in the day in Amsterdam, it wasn't to this level. It's really awesome to see, what everybody's coming up with, and just how many different flavors and the variety that we have right now. But curious, like I said, to see what your thoughts are going to be on the next upcoming trend. I personally think, as far as like the Michigan market, I think you're going to see a lot more push towards the exotic side. Meaning, I think you're going to see a lot more exotic style strains. With for instance, if you're familiar with the strain called Oishi, Wojo Farms 2024 Cannabis Cup, they won with their batter, I believe it was. Very unique strain. Very fruit forward. Definitely on the more exotic fruit side. What do I mean by exotic fruit? Well, traditionally, what do you have? Strawberry cough, blueberry kush, lemon haze, orange push, but like your normal fruit flavors, so to speak. When I say exotic, like the Oishi has an almost lychee like flavor to it to me. Now, it might taste different to you, but like another one that one of our friends at Aloha Sugar, very exotic guava taste to it. So definitely a lot out there in that regard. I think that's going to be the direction that one of the directions, at least, that the Michigan market is going to take. Just in the flavor profiles that have been coming out, like the one of the ones we reviewed last week, the Candy Heads. That's a very unique strain, as well as a couple other ones. But even Black Maple, not necessarily an exotic fruit, but an exotic flavor in the sense of not something you come across. You know what I mean? Like, even you go into a dispo and you see or hear that, you're gonna be, what is this? Is this something that I want to look at? And yeah, probably is. Again, especially if you have the ability to purchase deli style. That's one thing. Excuse me 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. So, as I was saying, folks, just curious what the new trend is going to be moving forward, and what your thoughts are going to be on that. Um, definitely something we like to discuss here, and just curious, what your thoughts might be. Another thing, curious as to what strains you think, what direction you feel certain markets might be going towards. That's always, that's the always something we were curious as to what our viewers are wanting to see and wanting to hear. and definitely always going to do our best to bring you something, juicy and interesting. Right now, I'm going to take a small little puff here. Again, some Royal Runts. Very tasty. Definitely an evening smoke, and definitely something. If you have the opportunity, definitely a strain I recommend. So tasty. So tasty. Definitely hope our brother Sachin makes it back here soon. Um, as we know, family man's job is never done. But yeah, definitely looking forward to getting you guys some more info here. Also curious to hear what you guys' preference in watches and everything might be. um, Again, Sach and I both are into watches, but admittedly, I'm the one that kind of has a little bit of an addiction to them. So, yeah, and definitely I don't recommend anybody getting into that addiction. So, you know, uh, yeah, proceed with caution. Because you start out with a $200 watch, and next thing you know, your ass is pulling out fucking pulling out things. So sorry for the disturbance, folks. But yeah, uh, definitely looking forward to bring you guys some new stuff, and looks like we might be wrapping up a little bit early here tonight. As I'm not sure when Sachin is coming back, but definitely looking forward to seeing you folks soon, and possibly a little bit later tonight. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and we'll definitely talk to you soon here, or be back in a second.
God damn it, Primo, you dickhead. Where the fuck did you go? God damn it, Primo. You piece of shit. I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab that motherfucker.